In this video, I want to expand further on what I talked about in my last video regarding the return of Perseus on Rebirth Island and the fact that Makarov's Konni may have actually joined forces with Perseus to become one and the same faction. And I also want to talk about how this may be tying into Zombies events, leading into some sort of live event inside of Warzone to reveal Black Ops Gulf War Zombies. All of this could be tying together very nicely. So as you know, Rebirth Island is finally returning in Season 3, launching next week, Wednesday the 3rd of April. And Makarov is finally back in action after he killed Soap at the end of Modern Warfare 3's campaign very anticlimactically and then just ran off in the London Tube, never to be seen again. We didn't know what he was up to next or what his following plans would be. But now we know that Konni are back with Makarov and now they have overtaken Rebirth Island in 2024. We have the description for its return saying it seems the island contains a great many secrets, perhaps some completely undiscoverable. All of this is off the books and some redacted require a multitude of challenges, not redacted, remaining untracked, redacted, but not related to the custom weapons available, redacted. Additional, it seems Makarov's recent infiltration of Rebirth Island has not gone unnoticed, overriding the systems redacted, one example being the phones redacted, related to keycards redacted, slightly modulated redacted, seen as building goodwill and trust redacted, codenamed EXE, suggests the contacts be made immediately. Konni forces have apparently infiltrated every corner of Rebirth Island. It seems only fitting that Vladimir Makarov would step out of the shadows to dominate the Season 3 Battle Pass. Recently a liberated man, Makarov's plans to resume his operations against Urzikstan and its allies are now fully underway, and the ultranationalist has recently been observed in the remote Rebirth Island, which appears to be almost fully under the control of the Konni group. He brings with him two separately adept Cortac fighters, Banshee and Hush.
Rebirth was made in the Black Ops era, and so it's technically an old island. But this time, we're in Modern Warfare 3, so we're in the modern era. And if we say, okay, it's Makarov and Konni, why would he be there?
So like there is the chemical lab that there is an update in there because he's using it for research, for example.
Decon was also a problem because Decon was all based on Nova 6 and gas. What could Nova 6 now be? And it was like, let's just make weapons, prototypes.
So I'm glad that Makarov is finally being reintroduced into the storyline because this is likely setting up the stage for the sequel to Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 4, whatever it ends up being called. It'll probably release in 2026, maybe 2027, and hopefully that game's a lot better than Modern Warfare 3's campaign, since that campaign was so rushed and just reusing a lot of stuff, and the stakes just were not high enough. So I want the stakes to be escalated a lot in the sequel, so we're going to be finding out as to what Makarov is up to next, and how he's going to go after Urzikstan in the future. Is he going to be trying to frame them again? So basically, in 2021, we know that Rebirth Island was overran by Perseus, who are still active, but they've actually now become a corporate group as opposed to just being a shadowy ideology. Adler, of course, killed Stitch in 1985 at the end of Cold War's seasons, so Stitch is not returning. However, Perseus's legacy is, and there have been operatives that have continued their legacy to usurp the Western world and cause chaos and destruction from there on out, with the sleeper agents that were established in Verdansk.
Tell me where Perseus is. You never understood. Perseus was never one man. It's an ideal, bigger than any of us. My life no longer matters. Finish what you started on Rebirth Island. My broadcast was complete. I have changed the world, Adler, in ways you can't even imagine.
So they managed to overrun Rebirth Island, and of course Rebirth Island was where Nova 6 was manufactured. However, in 2022, we know that Rebirth Island was then overrun by a private mercenary group who were previously anonymous, but we now know that they were in fact Konni. So Konni and Perseus went head to head. Now with the return of Rebirth Island, people are now thinking that Konni managed to disrupt Perseus and take control of the island. However, that may not entirely be the case, and alternatively, they may have actually joined forces. And the reason why I say this is because we've received an overview trailer of the map, and we can see that the Perseus logo that used to be present has been toppled down and is now rusted and has lots of wear and tear on it. And there is a new logo on this island that is different to both Perseus's and Konni's. However, if we look at this new logo, there are resemblance to both Konni's logo logo as well as Perseus's. Because for example, we have the sword going through the middle, that's just like Konni's logo, and then there are also the stars orbiting it, just like Perseus's logo, which does seem to suggest that they are now one and the same faction. And honestly, I don't really like the idea of this. Many people have been speculating before Modern Warfare 3 release that Makarov was a part of Perseus, but personally, Perseus was a much better idea when it was this ideology, a shadowy organization. For them to just become yet another Russian PMC group, private military contractors, it kind of ruins that aspect of them and that mystique. But yes, this seems to confirm the rumors that Makarov is indeed one and the same with Perseus. Now, the thing is, Perseus and the Russian ultranationalists do have similar goals to usurp the Western world and cause chaos, but they are distinct. They are not exactly the same as one another, so it does seem a bit odd that they have joined forces seemingly here, because we even had Imran Zakhaev, who was recruited by Perseus during the Cold War. However, he ended up leaving because they thought that they were too radical, which is crazy considering he's literally an ultranationalist, but nevertheless, somehow Perseus were even too radical for Imran Zakhaev. Now, Makarov's a different person, and maybe their ideologies are now aligned now that so much time has passed since the 1980s. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think of Makarov seemingly being confirmed to be Perseus? What do you think of Konni joining with Perseus? I think this is interesting moving forward in the future because it means for the sequel to Modern Warfare 3, Perseus/Konni will be front and center, and it's basically the merging of the Black Ops and the Modern Warfare stories. And we are also apparently going to be seeing a Black Ops 2 sequel set in 2030 in 2025. So this group could also be involved in that campaign. So the Modern Warfare and Black Ops stories could really be interconnecting here. In the Atomgrad raids in Modern Warfare 2, we know that these bunkers with these intercontinental ballistic missiles were previously owned by Perseus, since there were logos all over these bunkers, and we thought that story would be expanded upon, but then Perseus was just never mentioned again since, and we still don't know if that has any relevance to really what's going on today. But that was the first little connection that maybe Konni/Makarov was tied with Perseus. But the other thing I want to mention is that Rebirth Island is going to be seeing the return of these bunker Easter eggs. It seems like there's going to be many Easter eggs on the map, so I can't wait to try them out, and I'll probably have guides when it does indeed release. It seems like the key cards are going to be returning. It's going to be a lot of fun, and most likely this will uncover further storyline regarding Konni and Perseus and how they have merged, and more secrets there. Now, in the overview trailer, we also see that there appears to be what many are calling exosuits, but it doesn't seem like they are exosuits. It does seem like they are just armor that are being stationed here in these cryo chambers. And this armor seems exactly like the skin that's being added to the game, but I wonder if there's more sort of lore reason as to why this is the case, because over on Urzikstan, more bunkers are opening up similarly. So in Season 2, Bunker 5 opened up, and interestingly enough, in Bunker 5 are actually zombie canisters, and they are being monitored. And this is so exciting because zombies are present on the map in 2024, because we know that Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is a prequel, of course, taking place similarly on Urzikstan, but it's in 2021, so this is years after the events of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, meaning that by the end of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies' storyline, we probably managed to successfully contain the zombie outbreak. However, after that is all done, someone in secret is holding all of these zombie canisters underneath the map for some sort of nefarious agenda for some reason, and I'm wondering if that could be Richtofen, for example, or someone else. Maybe they're trying to harness dark ether superpowers from these zombies, or maybe there's some other reason. For example, we see these armor plates in Rebirth Island. Maybe they're trying to create some sort of armor that has powers from the dark ether, and that could explain as to why these canisters with zombies in are underneath Urzikstan in the bunkers. But the thing is, we can't actually access these bunkers in the zombies mode itself, and they probably will never be able to be accessed because, like I said, storyline wise, it's probably set after the events of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies when these zombies are actually held in the canisters. But I'm quite excited for what this means lore wise. But the thing is, on Urzikstan, there is also these hoops that are just like the orbit on the Perseus logo, or this new Perseus/Konni hybrid logo on Rebirth Island. So I'm wondering if this means that this group is also present on Urzikstan, and this could mean that Konni/Perseus, if they are one and the same group, could be the ones responsible for keeping these zombies in these cryo chambers and experimenting on them. And it seems like they're not just doing this on Urzikstan, but also Rebirth Island, because we also have some cryptic clues about the bunkers that are on Rebirth Island, and they mention canisters as well. So this could be Makarov's next plan, something to do with these zombies zombies. Maybe he's going to be using them as an army to unleash on Urzikstan, for example, and potentially blame the Urzikstan Liberation Force and Farah once again falsely for maybe doing that. That could be one possibility. Maybe they're doing something with Nova 6, considering they now have access to Rebirth Island, or maybe they're trying to merge the two, Ethereum and Nova Gas, together for some sort of deadly weapon. But let me know what you think is going on here. And it's worth noting that Victor Zakhaev, Imran's son, is of course in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and his goal with these Ethereum canisters was to again use as a weapon. Makarov may similarly be doing a similar thing these few years later, and we even know that a couple of the warlords in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies are part of Konni, that being the new one added Rainmaker as well as Carries. They have a Konni logo on their arms, so that could be as to how Makarov has found out about the zombies, or he could have just heard it from Victor Zakhaev himself.
The deadbolt hostages have proven themselves to be ideal test subjects. Ethereum injects chaos into everything it touches, so eager to bind to our molecules and bend them to its will. Results from my initial inhalant compound are very promising. Mortality rates are 100% within 1 minute of exposure. At autopsy, crystalline growths found in the cadaver's alveoli suggest some kind of rapid organic mutation at work. Further tests have already been scheduled. The chemical agents I develop here will rock the foundations of my field.
So yeah, is Makarov planning some sort of attack with zombies in the future? And he's been experimenting on them maybe to harness superpowers, definitely for some sort of war effort in the future, because after their plan failed in Modern Warfare 3's campaign seemingly quite easily, he and Konni need to figure out what's next. And this is huge, that zombies could be incorporated even in the future campaign, but I'm guessing that this is probably going to be tying into some sort of live event for COD 2024 Black Ops Gulf War, similar to the Modern Warfare 3 live event in Warzone, which of course introduce Konni to the storyline. We may do something similar in some sort of live event where the zombies may start escaping from the canisters, for example, or Makarov may unleash them on Urzikstan and the zombies may be roaming all over the map. That could be some sort of future event similar to what happened with Verdansk back in the day when it was overrun with zombies. And with COD 2025, the Black Ops 2 sequel, it's rumored that round-based zombies will be returning as well, so we're getting 2 years of round-based in a row. But of course, Black Ops Gulf War is in the 90s, and then we're going to 2030, a massive 40-year time jump, so most likely COD 2025 Zombies will be happening after the events of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies and will essentially be a sequel to this storyline. So this stuff that's happening on Urzikstan is taking place relatively close to the apparent COD 2025 Zombies storyline, so this could also be setting up the storyline for that game. Whatever happens at the end of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies will be setting up this storyline, so it may be something to do with these zombies in these bunkers, something to do with Richtofen, it could have something to do with, for example, the Requiem heads that have sacrificed their souls to try and save Samantha Maxis. With these Ethereum canisters, maybe they are brought back to life, their souls could still be trapped in the dark ether and they are resurrected, and that could mean we could continue with the Requiem crew despite the fact that there's a massive time jump between Gulf War Zombies and COD 2025 Zombies. That would be a nice way to have them present in both, so the stuff that's being set up in Urzikstan in Warzone right now could actually have ripple effects for the future quite a while down the line. There could be some sort of reveal event for COD 2024 Zombies, but it could also be mainly storyline-wise relevant for the game coming a year after. I'm excited for Season 3 to release though, mainly to just see the cinematic cutscene, because all of the prior ones have just basically been advertised in the Battle Pass and they've not really had much story relevance, so this one could finally have story relevance again. When we get that cutscene, it's probably going to give better indication as to what Makarov is up to, and if he is indeed connected to these zombie canisters that are underneath Urzikstan and seemingly Rebirth Island as well. Like I said, there's going to be many new Easter eggs when the season drops, and maybe they'll give us more storyline indications. Maybe there's going to be some ciphers or letters that we can read that may give us more details. It seems like Rebirth's going to have many new Easter eggs, and maybe there's going to be some on Urzikstan as well when the other bunkers open up. And I wonder if all of the Urzikstan bunkers are going to be the same as Bunker 5 with just the zombie canisters, or maybe the other ones are going to be somewhat different and have different things going on in them. Maybe some of them are even going to have zombies breaking out of the canisters and you're going to be able to fight them for loot in in those regions, similar to the zombie sections that we used to have on Blackout back in the day. So this is very, very interesting. There's going to be so many new Easter eggs, I can't wait. And maybe, just maybe, this could actually be the storyline for the rumored PvP mode that might be coming to Modern Warfare 3 as zombies. Maybe these canisters are going to break out and cause the zombies to overflow onto the map, and that could be something we see in the future, because it's been found in the files. We don't know if it's cut or if it's still releasing, and this could be the setup for that storyline. But at the same time, maybe this mode could even release in Warzone instead of Modern Warfare 3, because then it would be free to play, and that would get a lot more players in. We could have the PvP version in Warzone and just the PvZ version inside of the regular zombies, especially because Modern Warfare 3 Zombies is not doing well at all. It would bring in so many players if they have a free-to-play version of it, PvP inside of the Warzone mode itself, to kind of replace DMZ. But that's just a theory, I guess. I have no idea how it will work. And the final thing I want to mention is not regarding Warzone, but it is regarding Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, because we are of course getting a new act mission, a new story mission with Season 3. However, it's not coming until Season 3 Reloaded in the mid-season update, which is apparently going to be quite close, because it seems like Season 4 is going to be releasing quite early on the 29th of May, which would mean that Season 3 Reloaded will probably be on the 1st of May, around about a month after Season 3 launches. So that's when we're going to get this new story mission, which is apparently going to be all based around Ava. Dr. Ava Jansen's going to be lured into the Dark Ether by the Entity, like we saw in Season 1's cutscene. And I've speculated in prior videos that I think that the Entity is actually one and the same with Ava Jansen, and a reflection of herself. Well, apparently we're actually going to fight the Entity itself within this new story mission, as they're going to be the new champion. And maybe in this mission we're finally going to get a reveal that, yes, it is part of Ava herself, and she may have split into two, a Dark Ether version and the regular world version, in a reflection during her childhood, since we know her mother is apparently Dr. Grey. And we know that there's apparently going to be a new version of the Disciple, which is going to be the champion you fight, and I'm wondering if the Entity is basically just going to be a reskinned version of a Disciple, a stronger Disciple, and that could be it. They might have the same attacks, the same floating animation and everything like that. I think that's going to be what's the case, because people have found that there is this Disciple champion that you fight at the end, and we've been told we're apparently going to be fighting the Entity in this mission, so it makes sense that it's just a reskinned Disciple. But yeah, this mission may reveal the Entity to be one and the same with Ava Jansen. I'm excited for the new story mission though, and because Modern Warfare 3 Zombies isn't being well supported, I feel like the story is ramping down now and grinding to a halt. So I feel like because we're already fighting the Entity, maybe there's only going to be one story mission after this with a final cutscene, because if we fight the Entity now, what's then going to be the last cutscene? Surely not much can progress from there. So I'm wondering if we will successfully defeat the Entity. If so, I don't know what that would even mean. I think we will probably fail to defeat the Entity. Maybe they'll run away before we're able to defeat it, or maybe they're going to reform with Dr. Ava Jansen to form some powerful Dark Ether being, and then that could be left on a cliffhanger for the final story mission, where we might fully fight her in a more powerful form if she reconnects with her other version of herself. Anyways, let me know all of your thoughts and theories in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.